So today I was talking about what we can learn through in vitro models of disease using single cells. This wasn't to say that we can't build much more complex models using organoids, organs on chips, etc., but there's still a lot about both basic biology and basic disease mechanism that we can use understanding single cells. Well, the three stories that I told today were, I think, give you examples of advantages. So, for example, in the first story, we're looking at ALS or motor neuron disease and how we could not only model that, in addition, make individual motor neurons from patients with different genetic backgrounds for the disease, as well as so-called normal patients without the disease. We can find a drug that kept the motor neurons alive from the ALS patients, different genetic backgrounds alive longer. Because that was an approved drug, we could go straight into clinical trial. So that was one example about how you can understand a cell type, understand how that cell is affected in a disease independent of genetic background, and then find a way to impact that cell that's directly impacting the disease and quickly move into the clinic. Yeah, so a couple of the other examples I gave in the talk were current projects as well as some work that has been done today that's very recent. One of them I think is quite interesting, and that is developing individual cells from the different organs that are affected in complex diseases like metabolic disorder or obesity. So a condition like obesity involves all sorts of cell types. It involves the pancreas, it involves the blood, it involves the liver, it involves many organs, including actually certain signaling neurons to the brain in terms of how you regulate appetite. So now what we can do is make cells from those different organs in a dish and interrogate them with chemical compounds to see how we can affect that cell and also understand what's happening in the disease. How are they inflamed? How are they reacting to a condition, etc. And then I think the next step to do would be to put those together and see how do they interact with one another. And so it's opening, so these, both single cell and the more complex models of disease are opening new doors in terms of understanding complex systemic interactions for conditions like obesity, metabolic disorder, etc.